In the top stories, St. Kitts and Nevis hosts focus group on biodegradable panels to combat ghost fishing. Fritz Alphonse Jean sworn in as president of Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council. And a policeman convicted for viral torture video found dead in jail. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the Department of Marine Resources, or DMR, of St. Kitts and Nevis hosted a critical focus group meeting on March 6, 2025 at the Old Road Fisheries Complex to discuss the use of biodegradable panels in fish pots. The session aimed to address the growing issue of ghost fishing and the environmental impact of abandoned, lost, or discarded fishing gear. Ghost fishing, which occurs when lost fishing gear continues to trap and kill marine life, is a significant concern in marine conservation. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports that ghost fishing contributes to a 5 to 30% reduction in global fish populations. In response, the DMR engaged local fishers and vessel operators to explore sustainable solutions, fostering a sense of shared responsibility for ocean conservation. During the meeting, fishers provided valuable feedback on the performance of biodegradable panels that have been tested in local waters. While acknowledging the durability of traditional fish pots, fishers recognized the threat lost gear poses to marine biodiversity. Kareem Sadler, fisheries assistant at the DMR, described the biodegradable panels as a promising solution.
The meeting was with a group of trap fishers who would have, at the end of the meeting, committed to installing biodegradable panels on a number of their traps in order to facilitate the collection of data regarding the performance of the biodegradable material in various environments and working conditions, which would be able to allow the department to make a comparative analysis regarding what material would be best for our regulating purposes.
The initiative, part of the Coast Fish project funded by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, marks a step toward sustainable fishing practices. The DMR will continue monitoring the effectiveness of the biodegradable panels with the aim of reducing the long-term environmental impact of ghost fishing. The Nevis Island Administration, or NIA, announced that preparations for Culturama 51 are progressing smoothly, with key plans in place and the winning slogan unveiled. During a March 6th session of the Nevis Island Assembly, Minister of Culture Eric Evelyn updated the public on festival preparations, noting strong participation in pageants, but still seeking contestants for the Miss Culture Queen pageant. He also announced that the age limit for contestants has been raised to 18 to 28 years. Registration remains open for events like the Art and Craft Food Fair, Soca Monarch, Kaiso competitions, and the street parade. Evelyn also revealed the winning slogan, Nevision Pride, Second to None, Culturama 51, created by Onisha Hunt, who will receive $500, a plaque, and 2 complimentary tickets to all events. Culturama 51 will take place from July 24th to August 5th, 2025, and Evelyn encouraged locals and the diaspora to support the event following the success of Culturama 50. Wales-based author Jessica Dunrod has donated copies of her 2 children's book to primary schools across St. Kitts and Nevis. The donation was made during a recent visit where Dunrod met with Chief Education Officer Mr. Francil Morris to hand over the books for distribution in both public and private schools. Dunrod, whose father is from Keon, St. Kitts, previously donated books to Keon Primary School. During the recent diaspora conference, she pledged to expand her donation to all primary schools on the island. Her books, recognized in Wales, promote inclusive storytelling and align with modern educational approaches. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Lisa Pestana, thanked Donrod for her generosity, noting the positive impact the books will have on students. Schools will also have access to a sign language reading of Donrod's book, Your Hair is Your Crown. CEO Morris expressed gratitude for the donation, highlighting its importance in supporting literacy and cultural representation in classrooms. The Ministry of Education looks forward to further collaborations to enhance students' learning experiences. We move now to news on the regional scene. Fritz Alphonse Jean, nominated by the Montana Accord, was sworn in as president of Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council, or CPT, on Friday, succeeding Leslie Voltaire. Voltaire's term was marked by worsening security, with armed gangs gaining ground. Jean pledged to address the country's security crisis by recruiting 3,000 additional personnel and enhancing border surveillance. He also vowed to combat corruption, strengthening oversight institutions like the Anti-Corruption Unit. Jean's term will last until August 2025, with elections scheduled for February 2026. Rock Mobile, Jamaica's third telecommunications provider, is set to begin operations later this year after meeting licensing requirements and securing financing. Telecommunications Minister Daryl Vaz confirmed the company has received a final 12-month extension to roll out services and a deferral for its spectrum license payment. Rock Mobile, licensed in 2021, will join Digicel and Flow in enhancing competition and broadband access in Jamaica. Despite pandemic-related delays, Rock Mobile, chaired by Bruce Bowen, is now ready to launch, with plans to provide 95% population coverage and meet minimum data rate standards. Internationally, a former Thai police chief who was jailed for life 3 years ago for torturing a drug suspect to death has been found dead in his Bangkok jail cell, authorities said. Thitisan Yuthanaphon, who was nicknamed Joe Ferrari for his many luxury cars, died by suicide according to a preliminary autopsy. In 2021, a leaked video showed that Thitisan and his colleagues wrapping plastic bags around the head of a 24-year-old drug suspect during an interrogation leading to the suspect's death. The video sparked national outrage at that time over police brutality in Thailand. It has made fresh rounds on social media in the wake of Thitisan's death. Thailand's Justice Ministry has launched an investigation into his death after his family expressed doubts that he killed himself. Further tests were needed to confirm that he had indeed died in a suicide, authorities said. And finally, in international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has refused to say whether the U.S. economy is facing a recession or price rises in the wake of his administration's changes to tariff threats against some of its closest trading partners. Asked if he was expecting a recession this year, Trump said there was a period of transition taking place. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, however, insisted there would be no contraction in the world's largest economy, while acknowledging that the price of some goods may rise. It comes after a volatile week for U.S. financial markets as investors grappled with uncertainty from his administration's U-turn on some key parts of its aggressive trade policies. And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy skies with showers in the vicinity. Winds are a light breeze of 7 miles per hour from an easterly direction. Seas are 1 to 1.8 meters or 3 to 6 feet. The temperature for today is 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy skies with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a 20% or slight chance of showers. Sunset for today will be at 6:19 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:24 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.